So today we're talking about how to stop self-doubt from undermining your voice and your talent. Because did you know that self-doubt affects your vocal technique? Did you know that? It's crazy, crazy, crazy when you understand how this works. So check this out. In order for you to have the most effective and impactful performance, the most impactful sound, you need to be the most open channel of energy in the form of sound to be created by you, unimpeded through you to be received by the audience. There cannot be any blocks in the body in order for that to happen. And for your instrument, your body, not just your voice, your whole instrument, to create that most impactful sound, there also cannot be any blocks in your physiology. There cannot be any tensions. There cannot be any over control. There cannot be any over manipulation or any compensation. Okay. When you're in self-doubt, though, what happens is that voice of the doubting Thomas, the negative Nancy, the voice that comes into your head that says, as that high note comes up, you're not going to hit that. Or when you go to that audition, oh my God, why would they choose you? Listen to all these amazing people who are singing right before you. Why would they ever choose you? Or the doubt of, it's impossible. It's impossible to have a career as a singer and make a good living doing that. So why would I even try? Like that voice. And sometimes the voice of doubt isn't even your voice. Sometimes it's the voice of perhaps a parent or an old teacher or something who didn't have any belief in you, or who's just scared and doesn't want you to fail. And so they're inserting all that doubt in you so that you play it safe, right? Regardless, that voice of doubt, what it does is it takes you out of the present moment. It takes you out of the present moment of your body and of your performance, your energy, the story, the connection to the audience, right? It takes you out of that because self-doubt, it creates either a scenario where you're now in the past shame of whatever it didn't work out the last time you sang the high note or the last audition you went to, or the shame of not, being succeeding at the level you want, or the self-doubt creates future fear that you're not going to be able to do that. You're not going to succeed in that no matter how hard you try because of that doubt. It will never work. I'm not good enough. You're not talented enough. It doesn't ever work out. Like all the doubt that comes in. Either one, it takes you out of the present moment of your body, which affects your technique because in that moment, the mind-body connection is sabotaging you instead of supporting you. What do I mean by this? Your mind and your body are always interfacing all day long. But when you do not have a mind-body connection that supports you, what happens is that the mind, the self-doubt, these limiting beliefs, these fears, they start to create, because of the mind-body connection, a reaction in your body. And all of a sudden, the body wants to hold on for dear life. It doesn't want to fail. It wants to self-protect, or it wants to prove, it wants to force. The body is reacting to all these things that the mind is telling it. And in that way, that connection is sabotaging your technique because now all the technique that you know, that you otherwise understand, goes out the window because you're in fight or flight. Right? You don't want the doubting people in your life to be right. So you might prove and you might force and you might push to try to, gosh darn it, I'm going to kill that high note. I'm going to kill this audition to prove them wrong, to prove this voice in my head wrong. Right? And then what happens is your body, because of the mind-body connection that is always there, is now sabotaging you. And all that technique you otherwise know goes out the window and you're in make, force, do, push, manipulate, control. And now you've actually created the botched high note that you were scared of. You've actually shown up to that audition without your ability to tap into your maximum potential. You're trying too hard. You're forcing, right? Or you go into flight, which is the opposite, but creates the same outcome, which is you take your hands off the wheel, metaphorically speaking. You stop trusting the support you otherwise know, and you retreat and you back away. And now the wall goes up, both physically in your body, which blocks the technique from the sound that you would otherwise make, and it blocks the energy and the connection from your audience. Either way, that connection is now sabotaging you because it's creating an outcome in your body that takes you away from the outcome that you want, all because of the self-doubt has taken you out of the present moment. You're in past shame or future fear, okay? So in order for you to succeed more at the auditions you do, the recordings that you make, to connect more with audiences, to get more plays, to get more gigs, to get higher level gigs, to be able to make money with your singing, quit your day job, like all these things that you guys want to do and create in your singing and in your singing career, you have to learn a new way of relating to yourself, both on stage and off. First, you have to gain awareness around your self-talk. So start to pay attention, listen. Like, what is that voice that's screaming at you inside your head? That voice of doubt. When is it? What is it saying? Like, is it talking to you in a way that you would never, ever, ever speak to somebody you care about? Is it constantly berating you, doubting you, not trusting you? You know, I have a tween, almost teen daughter. She'll be 13 in a couple months. And, you know, we're at that phase in her emotional development where it's like, she's like, Mom, I know, don't you trust me? Stop nagging me, blah, 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 right? And of course, we moms, we do it out of love, right? But are you actually harder on yourself than you would be on somebody that you love? Is the voice of your self-doubt inside your head telling you what a piece of you know what you are and how dare you go to this audition? Who do you think you are showing up to that? Or you're never going to be able to sing those high notes. You're never going to be able to, like, how mean are you to yourself? Like, start to pay attention to your self-talk and gain awareness, because that self-talk, that inner critic, that voice of doubt, it creates a reaction in your body. We brace ourselves, we gird ourselves. We don't want to fail. We don't want to hear that. We don't want to experience that failure. So we just think if we just continue to doubt ourselves and beat ourselves up, that's the way that we're going to get across the finish line. It's like the difference between like parenting with a carrot and parenting with a freaking stick. Okay. So, like, first things first here, guys, is start to gain awareness around your inner critic, your voice of doubt, how you speak to yourself, how you relate to yourself around your singing, around your technique, around the goals and the dreams that you have. Are you always immediately tearing yourself down? Like, you'll have an amazing thought, like you'll see an audition notice and you'll be like, oh my God, that's my dream role. I would love to audition for that role. And then is the immediate next thought, like all the naysaying, all the tearing you down, like, why would you do that? You're not ready. You're not good enough. You can't compete with those people. You're too old. You're not this, you're not that. Like, is that what happens? Start to notice that and learn how to silence that voice of doubt, that voice of your inner critic, because one of two things is going to happen. Either you're going to talk yourself out of that opportunity before you even step into the room. You may not even submit for it. You're going to talk yourself out of experimenting with new ways to practice, a new teacher, perhaps, new ways of being able to expand in your singing, be able to get those high notes. You're going to talk yourself out of it because you're not going to trust that you can do it. So why would you even try? Because that voice of doubt is just going to keep screaming at you. So number one, it stops you from acting on your own behalf in really powerful ways to do things that could get you where you want to go. And number two, if it doesn't talk you out enough, and you actually do end up stepping into the audition, stepping into the recording studio, you're not going to be able to tap into the maximum potential of your instrument, your technique, and your sound, because that voice of doubt that's in there causes that holding, that bracing in the body that we were just talking about. And so you're only able to access 50%, 60%. It's good enough, but it's not what you know you can do. when it counts. And so we have to gain awareness around the self-talk. We have to learn a new way of talking to ourselves on stage and off. We have to learn how to silence that inner critic. But I know, guys, it's not like you can like all of a sudden like snap your fingers and just get rid of these patterns of self-doubt that have been conditioned in you for years, right? It's not so easy. And this is why I work with singers the way I do. And so, we have to work on the mindset just as much as we work on your technique, your skill set. They go hand in hand because one will always sabotage the other if that mind-body connection is working against you instead of for you, okay? So if you're like sick of trying to figure this out on your own and you want the tools and techniques that enable you to create real change in your voice, real change in the outcomes of your auditions, your performances, your recordings. You really want to annihilate that self-doubt and all these habits that are preventing you from consistently accessing the full power, the full potential of your voice, of your talent, stand out from the competition and live a real successful singing career, then the thing you need to do right now, if you haven't already done, is you need to come to our free workshop on Thursday and Friday this week, okay? It's a mind-body breakthrough reset training where I'm gonna give you all of these new ideas, ways of thinking and relating to yourself to connect mind-body in a way that serves all the things you want, the sound you want, the technique you want, the outcomes you want, instead of sabotaging it. So I'm putting the link in the chat so that you can register for this. If you're watching on Facebook, link is going to be in the chat. If you're watching live on YouTube, the link is in the video description copy. It's already there. Just right under the video, click the link description copy. It's already there. Here is, I just put this in the chat on Facebook. If you're not already coming, get your butt there. This is free, guys, because I really want you to understand that there is a better way to understand your instrument. There's a better way for you to get faster results out of your singing, out of your technique, out of your auditions, your recordings, everything that you're up to, when you understand how to link mind and body in this way. So again, it's this week, like a couple days from now, this Thursday and Friday, the 22nd and 23rd of January, 1 p.m. Pacific, 4 p.m. East Coast time. We're going to go 40 minutes each day. There will be live Q&A at the end of the second day. And I'm going to give you some actual tools. I'm going to give you some actual like practical things to do and to explore and to think about to create a mind-body connection, break through the old muck, the old self-doubt, inner critic stuff to set up a much better mind-body connection that serves everything that you want. So if you feel like you've been spinning your wheels long enough and you know that you're talented, you have technique, you have studied, you have taken lessons for a long time, you're out there hustling, auditioning, recording, you're just not seeing the results that you want and you know something's not working. And so I'm going to share with you the exact same ideas and strategy that I use with the singers in our 4-month intensive training program to eliminate this mind-body sabotage, to eliminate the angst, the fear, the self-doubt once and for all, so that you can create the impact and the consistency in your voice that ushers in high-level opportunities, high-level singing careers. So if you're watching this and you're super committed, you're really serious, and you want to up-level your voice, your singing career, get past those mind-body things that have been stopping you from your best sound, from your most successful career, and you're serious about doing that right now, then absolutely click the link in the Facebook chat, click the link in the YouTube video description and register for the Mind Body Breakthrough Training Reset. Because honestly, like most of you don't realize how broken this connection is and how sabotaging it's become. You just know that you've been working on the same technique problems for a long time and they're like this much better than they were 2 years ago. And you don't understand what you're doing wrong. And you're going to auditions and you're just not breaking through that ceiling and you don't know what's wrong, okay? This is gonna completely like everything so that you're like, oh my gosh, I get it now. Like this has been the missing piece and I'm gonna give you some tools to immediately start to address it. So the self-doubt can be like a weed that just yanked out and you're able to access the maximum potential, the inner critic, like yanked out. And you're able to know that you can bring it anyone, anywhere, anytime, deliver when it counts, because you're no longer in that sabotage of the past, spin, the future fear. You're in the present moment, which is where everything you want exists. All right, you guys, I cannot wait to really get into this. I could geek out on this stuff all day, every day. This is like my zone of genius. I love talking about this stuff. So I can't wait to like explain everything to you starting Thursday, 1 o'clock Pacific, 4 o'clock East Coast time. Register if you haven't. There will be a replay. So if you cannot come, don't worry about it. You will get the link to watch the replay. So you literally have no excuse, especially because it's free, okay? I want you guys to understand there's a better way to train. All right, everybody, have an amazing rest of your Tuesday. I have to go coach class now, so I will see you on Thursday. Be there. Bye, guys.